Welcome to Elevated, a place where the mystical meets the everyday. I am Dawn, a stay-at-home mom to a wild and spirited boy, and a guide in the realms of Reiki, Akashic records, natural healing, and soulful living. Here, we'll talk energy, intuition, spirituality, but also the realness of motherhood, wellness, and creating balance in the chaos of it all. So grab your tea, take a deep breath, and join me as we explore healing, alignment, and the beauty of both the magical and the messy. Welcome to Elevated. Welcome to Elevated. I am Dawn. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing well. Halloween is 2 days away? My little guy is going as Scooby-Doo. He's never watched Scooby-Doo. He has no idea who Scooby-Doo is, but Scooby-Doo is a dog and he thought it was cute. It is so cute. Oh, I can't wait to actually take pictures and show my family how cute he looks. Halloween being on Friday night is going to be a little bit different. I'm sure we're going to get a lot more kids. Where we are, we're on an acreage in a development, but it seems like we're not getting a lot of kids that'll come up to our area. A lot of people tend to go to the bigger town about 20 minutes away, which is too bad because I personally feel the smaller the community and the less kids that come, the more candy and the better candy that everybody gets. So I'm thinking Friday we're going to have a lot more kids coming, which will be great. We're just going to leave a whole bunch of candy out while we take our little guy Halloweening. Then tomorrow at play school, he's having a little Halloween party. So we're not going to wear Scooby-Doo to school. I think we're going as an excavator of sorts. Today, I thought it would be kind of fun to explore the spiritual side of Halloween beyond costumes, beyond the candy, beyond the pumpkins. We're going to dive into the energetic significance of this powerful time of year where the veil between the worlds becomes thin. Our intuition heightens and the energy around us shifts into something both mystical and deeply healing. And I do believe in the month of October that healing is more deep. We'll travel through the ancient history of Halloween and the Soin and what it means when the veil thins, how we can use Reiki and the Akashic records to connect with our ancestors. Let's start with where Halloween began, because I didn't really know where Halloween began. So when I was doing this podcast, I had to do a little research and find out yes, I know that the veil is thinning. I understand that, but I didn't know where it began. I didn't know why we do it. We just go out and get free candy and dress up in costumes of sort. And that's all I really knew. So it was kind of fun to go in and do not a deep dive, but a high level dive into where Halloween really began. So long before trick-or-treating or carving pumpkins, this time of year was celebrated as the Soin by the ancient Celtics. Soin marks the end of the harvest season and the beginning of the dark half of the year. It was believed that on the night of October 31st, the veil between the worlds of the living and the dead became thinner. The boundary separating our physical world and the spirit realm softened, allowing souls, ancestors, and spirit guides to move more freely between the realms. Communities would gather around bonfires, leaving out offerings of food for ancestors, and honor the cycles of life, death, and rebirth. Soin wasn't seen as frightening. It was sacred. It was a time to honor endings and release the old and welcome the new cycle with gratitude. This tradition evolved over centuries into All Hallows Eve and eventually into Halloween as we know it. But even now, deep within our collective consciousness, that spiritual awareness remains. Many of us still feel that something magical stirs at this time of year, and it's not just our imagination. I do truly believe that. And I do truly believe that the veil is thinner and that we are connecting more with our spiritual realms. And I do believe that healing in the month of October, especially near the end when you're getting closer to the first is stronger. And I will say that because on the 16th, I had a Reiki session done by a wonderful Reiki practitioner out of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. And it was so profound. The amount of healing that came out of that was beyond anything that I would have even imagined. I actually ended up at some point in that Reiki session releasing so much energy and hurt and pain that I have been carrying for so long. I feel calmer, more relaxed. I'm not so irritated. I have more patience. It's just amazing how much energy got released. And I actually have energy again and I'm feeling productive. And the last time I believe that I had a Reiki session done, it was in the month of October as well, about 2 years ago. I know I'm really bad at getting Reiki done for myself regularly by other practitioners, which I should be doing. It just helps. They have different ways of doing things. They see things differently. It just helps to get other people to do Reiki on myself as well. And I know that the veil is thinner in October because I feel the presence of the spiritual realm around. So my brother around a lot more. I just feel him stronger, easier. Any ancestors that I may have. I also did a meditation a couple days before my Reiki session, and that meditation was so healing. And I went back into my ancestral roots and was able to clear some stuff from that and my blueprint. It was just amazing. So the month of October, definitely we are closer to the spiritual realm for sure. When we're talking about the thinning of the veil, we're actually talking about an energetic phenomenon. It's when the vibration of the earth shifts, our intuition becomes stronger, our dreams are more vivid, our sense of presence is more acute. It's easier during this time to receive messages from spirit, to feel our ancestors, to connect with our higher guidance. The veil thins because nature itself is transforming. The light is fading. The days are shorter, and energetically, the world slows down. This creates space for the spiritual world to be felt more clearly. If you're sensitive to energy, and if you're drawn to Reiki or the Akashic records or spiritual work of any sort, you've likely noticed this shift. You may feel more emotional, have stronger gut feelings, or even receive signs or synchronicities more often. The key is to approach it with grounded awareness. The thinning of the veil isn't meant to scare us. It's an invitation to connect, listen, and honor what's unseen. This is a beautiful time to light candles for your loved ones who have passed, to speak to your ancestors, to ask your guides for clarity on your soul path, to get healing done if you need to. Because my brother passed in October, I definitely am more connected to the spiritual realm. I would say the last half of October for sure, because I am connecting in more with him as it is his passing anniversary, and I'm feeling his energy and talking to him. I used to be afraid of the thinning of the veil because I didn't understand it. When I was first getting into spirituality, I was like, oh, it's thinning. Ooh, spirits are coming. And now I don't mind it at all. I know at any point in time, the spirits are around. It's not just in October or just near Halloween. They're always around, and they can be as strong or as weak as they need to be or as we need them to be. I don't like that commercially Halloween has become this thing of fear and scariness and evil and dark, because I don't see Halloween as that. And it's really hard with a toddler who is very sensitive and he's very connected to the spirit realm, as most little kids are. When he sees these things, it bothers him and it scares him. And he's at that age where the bad dreams are coming about and the night terrors and things like that. Like, we have to work through that. So when he sees that in a store, it's really scary for him. last Halloween, and I know we will not be going to this person's house this year, but last Halloween, we went up to our friend's place and he walked up and I knew and I had that feeling and I should have just been like, no, we're not going, but you know, they're your friends and you just think and hope that things aren't going to go the way that you think that they're going to go. And he went to go grab for the candy from, of course, two creepy looking, in quotations, statues, but they weren't, and they were our friends. And the one actually said boo or like basically like jumped at him and yelled at him when he went to go grab the piece of candy. He jumped back so fast into my legs, screaming and scared and crying. And what made it worse is, yes, my friend took off her mask, but at the same time, she was still laughing, thinking it was funny. And our other friend did lace into her and she says some choice words and was like, what the blank are you thinking of doing? Like, he is young and that he's scared. And she's like, no, he's not. I'm like, yes, he is. She's like, he's laughing. I'm like, no, he is scared. And even now driving by their house, he says, don't want to go there. Like, he knows that he's not going there this year. He doesn't want to go there. He doesn't want to be scared. And it almost ruined Halloween for him. So for us, especially in this time frame when there is all that scary stuff this year where we're saying they're just costumes, they're not real, and trying to explain to him what Halloween really is. So explaining to him that it is when the Soin, the ancient Celts, marked the end of the harvest season and the beginning of the dark half of the year, where it's a time for us to slow down, where it's a time for us to just rest and have the introspection, and to also tell him it's about candy, free candy. I mean, he's 3.5. He loves the free candy and he thinks it's the greatest thing in the world. How does Reiki fit into Halloween, into the thinning of the veil? Reiki is the universal life force energy that flows through all things. During this season, as nature transitions into stillness and death, Reiki helps us transmute fear into peace and grief into gratitude. Practicing Reiki at the Soin is especially powerful because the energy is already primed for release and transformation. If you're giving Reiki or even if you're getting a Reiki session, you might want to focus your intention for that session on releasing what no longer serves you or your client, sending Reiki to your ancestors or your client's ancestors, healing ancestral trauma within your lineage or your client's lineage, and opening your heart chakra to receive messages from the spirit, or opening up your client's heart chakra so that they can receive messages from the spirit. Even self Reiki can be profound right now. As you're placing, say, your hands on your heart or your solar plex, imagine you're bridging two worlds together and honoring both your human experience and your spiritual essence. If you are a Reiki practitioner, you'll understand. If you're a Reiki client, you don't really maybe know or understand the symbols in which we use, but it is a wonderful time to charge your Reiki symbols with intention. And the Han Sha says Sho Nens. I'm not the best at pronouncing the names of these Reiki symbols, so please don't come for me if I don't pronounce them right, okay? I'm sorry. I can't do it very well, but basically our distance symbol for connecting beyond time and space. This is the energetic essence for Soin, healing across the realms. That is what Soin is. That is what Halloween really is truly about. The Akashic records also is very powerful at this time, at the Soin, at Halloween, because of the energetic library of all of the souls, all lifetimes, and all possibilities. When the veil is thin, the records often feel more accessible. And I've been doing Akashic record meditations. Even when I was having my Reiki treatment on the 16th, I actually listened to shamanic Akashic records meditations and the music, which I feel also helped improve my session and make it so profound because of that. But when the veil is thin, the records often feel more accessible, and during readings, messages from the ancestors, from our guides, from past versions of ourselves can come through more vividly, more strongly, more energetically. They're there, they're able to communicate more clear with us, and we can receive that communication a lot more clearly and a lot better that way. The Akashic perspective teaches that our ancestors live within us, and not just genetically, but energetically. Meaning, if you're going to clear something from an ancestral line, so what if you're clearing an ancestral line of where suffering is the main focus? So suffering meaning you don't have enough money, meaning you have to work really, really hard just to make ends meet. Maybe there was a little bit of abuse or something like that as suffering, however that might be. If you're clearing it on your end with you, it will clear through your ancestral line. That is the healing work. Time isn't real. It's so hard for our human mind to wrap our head around this, but we essentially are living multiple lifetimes at one time. Saying that, if I'm clearing something from my ancestral line today, it is going back through my ancestral line, clearing all those before me, but also all those after me. And I hope that makes sense. In the month of October, doing that, it is making it stronger. It's making it easier for us to be able to do that. Every lesson, strength, and wound that's passed down through generations becomes part of the soul's tapestry, and we're here to evolve that tapestry. During Soin, we can use the records to ask for clarity on ancestral patterns that we're ready to heal, invite forgiveness into our lineage, receive wisdom from those who came before us, reconnect with soul aspects we've forgotten. And again, you can do that even outside of this time of year. It's just stronger at this time of year. You might want to open up your records and ask, what wisdom do my ancestors wish to share with me this season? Or what am I ready to release from my lineage to make space for new growth? Those are great ones to ask. You can do it in a Akashic Records meditation for yourself, or you can have a Akashic Records practitioner do it for you as well. The veil thinning means we can hear the answers more clearly, and often through intuition, synchronicities, or even emotional releases. I know when people meditate, a lot of times people think that they're not doing it right because they're not getting a vision, or their mind isn't shutting off and they're hearing too much or something like that. But the truth is, there's no wrong way to meditate. What I usually will do is I will find maybe a guided meditation if need be, but even one on YouTube where it's just the music that'll take me into the Akashic realm, and go through the Akashic realm, get into the Akashics, and ask my questions that way. If I see something great, sometimes I get pure black in my meditations, just black. And I don't get it. I don't understand it. And then other times I get beautiful visions and very intense visions, or sometimes it's just a whole bunch of, I don't know, gibberish almost, and doesn't make sense. The key is when you do an Akashic meditation, make sure either while you're doing it or right afterwards to write down anything you felt, saw, heard, anything. And slowly through that, you'll put the pieces together. Sometimes after you've done a Akashic meditation, in your dreams, you'll get the answers. It'll make more sense. It'll come to you when you're in that state of mind versus when you're trying to meditate. A really good Akashic meditation that I like to do is by the Honest Guys, which are on YouTube. And you could just type in Honest Guy Shamanic Healing, and it'll come up with an Akashic Records one. Sometimes you can do a guided one where it'll take you in to meet your spirit guide, which is great. You could potentially meet your spirit guide and still have that conversation with your spirit guide as well that you want to have. Or you can just do this shamanic drumming, which is such a profound drumming style that'll put you into the Akashics at that point, and then be able to meditate from there and ask whatever questions you may have. But again, if you're trying to figure out something from your lineage or your ancestral time frame, that's really good to do within this month. Rituals and reflections that you could potentially be doing during this month as well are create an ancestor altar. So you can place photos or candles, herbs, or crystals that remind you of your lineage in a specific spot. So your altar could be on a desk if you want. It could be beside your bed if you wanted, on your dresser, in your bathroom, wherever you feel called to put these items. And it should be somewhere where you see quite frequently so that you can think of them and give that energy to them. And anything that really intuitively speaks to you. There's no right or wrong way of creating an altar. So for me, my lineage is Ukrainian, and I would put a cross stitch that my Baba had actually done, maybe a Ukrainian Easter egg, or being a first generation farmer on the plains in the early 1900s. And then, something of my grandma that has passed, whether if it's a picture or a piece of jewelry that I have of hers or something like that. And then something of my mom as well. You could put a picture again, something that reminds me of her. Put crystals, whatever crystals you're called to, you could put there as well. And then you could look at that. And the more you're looking at it and the more you're connecting with it, the more that you're going to get the energy from that, and answers will come out as well with that. You can write a letter to an ancestor or even to your future self, thanking them for all of their guidance, thanking them for all of the hardships, thanking them for all of the strength that you've received from them, thanking them for the wounds that were passed down, because that has made you who you are, and that has helped you to evolve. And yes, in one aspect, the wounds are hard, but at the same time, you need that duality. So they're actually bright and light, and there is good from them. Because if you didn't have something that was hard, you don't know what is easy. We need that duality. So always take the time to thank and be grateful for that hard aspect of things. And maybe not right in the moment. I get it. Right in the moment, you can't be. But eventually get to that point where you can be thankful for it, because you've learned and you've grown from it. You can take a nature walk and observe the cycles of letting go around you. The trees are changing color. The trees are losing their leaves. There are the deers with the yearly fawns, and they're trying to find places to be for winter. Mice are trying to hibernate as well for winter. The gophers are no longer out. They used to be out in abundance, and now they're not out. We went for a walk this weekend and we noticed that. We're like, there is not a single gopher anymore. The snakes aren't around anymore. You could take note too of animals and how they're putting on weight to get ready for winter and to be able to survive the long, cold winter months. The bugs that are coming out, maple bugs, they're trying to find a place to hibernate for the winter. So they're coming to your house on the warm side of your house to be able to get in and stay warm and stay alive for the winter. You can take notice of all those kind of things. Falling leaves, decaying plants. You can reflect on what in your life is ready to fall away too. And this is if you're in North America. It'd be different if you're in South America. But in North America, as fall comes, and we're seeing this aspect of the turning of the seasons and the hibernation that's going to be coming, introspective, us going inwards, hibernating ourselves. Like if you're in North America, if you're in Canada or parts of the States, it's cold. You don't go out as often. And you're seeing that. And you're seeing that right now with people, a lot less people around, a lot less people going outside for walks. We see that shift. Where in your life, where in your current situation are you ready for that shift? Where are you ready to see what's ready to fall away, to end that cycle. You can use Reiki to cleanse your space. And if you're not a Reiki practitioner, you can reach out to a Reiki practitioner and they can definitely help you cleanse your space. They can also, if you know an Akashic Records reader, they can also go in and clear your space as well for you. If you happen to know one that does both, that would be me. I'm just going to plug myself here for a second. But I could go in and I could clear your space Akashically, and then as well as do a Reiki clearing and then add the Reiki healing protection on your space. Or if you want to have a lot of fun, you can pull an oracle card and open up your Akashic records for seasonal insight. This time right now, this time of year is a sacred opportunity to release and renew. Release what is no longer serving you, so that you are ready to receive what is waiting for you and what you are ready to evolve into. But until you release it, you can't get there. This is such a sacred opportunity for release and renewal. I want to do a guided meditation for you to take you through the veil. It's approximately going to be 15 minutes. So if you're driving, if you're at work, if you're just unable to do the meditation right now, please pause this podcast, come back to it, and do it when you have 15, 20 minutes. If you are capable of doing it right now, I would love for you to find a comfortable position. And just picture roots from your feet going into the earth and going deep, 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 deep down to the middle of the earth. And there's a big white ball of light that they connect into. And that big white light, ball of white light, is going up the roots, up your leg, up your back, spine, stomach, out to the ends of your arms and hands, and up to the top of your head and out the very top of your head. And it is encircling you and expanding out, far out as you can picture it. I typically picture it to the end of the universe. Allow your body to relax and your breath to deepen. Take a slow, deep breath in through the nose and exhale softly through the mouth. And again, inhale light. Exhale your tension. Imagine you're standing in a forest at twilight. The air is cool and fragrant with fallen leaves. The moon rises above, cascading a soft silver glow. You see a gentle mist ahead. This is the veil between the worlds. It shimmers with energy, inviting but peaceful. As you step closer, place your hand on your heart. Feel energy flowing through your palm. Warm, golden light connecting you to both heaven and the veil before you ripples, and through it you sense love. The presence of your ancestors, your guides, your soul family. You might feel warmth, see faces, or simply know you are surrounded. Whisper your gratitude. Thank you for guiding me. Thank you for loving me. I honor your wisdom and carry it forward with peace. Now imagine golden light expanding from your heart. Flowing through the veil, sending healing, forgiveness, and love to all generations before and after you. You are the bridge between worlds. You are the continuation of their light. You are healing through love. Take a deep breath and imagine your energy grounding into the earth. Roots of light anchoring you safely here and now. When you're ready, slowly open your eyes. Feel the calm, the connection, the timeless love that surrounds you. I hope you enjoyed that. Feel free to come back to it as often as you want. You can do that even outside of this time of year. You can do it December, January, May, June. Whenever you have the call and the feeling of needing to do it, feel free to come back to this podcast and listen to it and redo that meditation as many times over as you want. And remember that Halloween isn't just a night of costumes and stories. It's a portal of remembrance, reflection, of reconnection. When we honor the thinning of the veil, we honor life itself in all its cycles. And Reiki and the Akashic records remind us that energy never dies. It transforms, evolves, and returns to love. As you move through the season, may you feel your ancestors walking beside you. May you listen to your intuition with trust, and may your soul find renewal in the stillness of the dark. I hope that you have a wonderful Halloween. And if you have little kids, I hope that they receive all the abundance of candy that they want. As I say that and cringe because I know that I have to pull a lot of my son's candy away. We just don't allow him to have a lot of dyes. We have found that dyes seem to really affect him. And natural flavorings. We gave him bubbly over the summer, and literally within 2 sips of that bubbly, he turned into a totally different child. So we're very cautious of what he is allowed to have. Of course, he's allowed to have some of it. And of course, hopefully, he has a great time Halloweening. Hopefully there's no scary moments for him this year. And I hope that your little kiddos have a great time. And if you're that adult that loves to get dressed up and have fun on Halloween, kudos to you. I am not that person. I even said to my husband this year, I was like, our son's going as Scooby-Doo. Maybe we should go as someone from the Scooby-Doo characters. And he's like, yeah, maybe. And you know what? We still haven't got costumes, and I don't think we're going to get costumes. I think we're just going to let my son go as Scooby-Doo. I don't know. I'm just not. I know what it is. I have a block of being seen. And so then I think that if I dress up, then I'll be seen. So something I need to work on. I hope that you have a wonderful Halloween. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for learning about what Halloween truly is. I did not know that. So that was really cool to learn. I did know about the thinning of the veil, and I did know that we were definitely closer to our ancestors and the people that have passed and the spiritual realm, but I didn't know that it was actually to celebrate the end of harvest and basically winter. I'm grateful that I got to do this podcast today. Thank you for listening. Please rate, review, subscribe, send this to your friend. I would appreciate that. Every time that you rate, review, and subscribe, it helps get my podcast out to more and more people. And I just believe that these are conversations and topics that we need to have with people. I am going to, in the new year, start having some guests on. I just wanted to spend this time getting used to podcasting and getting some ideas down. And of course, with the Christmas season starting and I'm going away for holidays for a week in November, I just didn't want to try and jam pack it all in at one shot. I just wanted to slowly launch my podcast and get out there, learn everything. And then come the new year, I'm going to start having some guests. So I'm starting to line my guests up for that. So that's really exciting. If you want to be a guest on my podcast, you can go to my email at elevatedsoulhealing@gmail.com and leave me a little description of what you do, what conversations we potentially could have, things like that, and I'll get back to you. If you want to book a session with me, you can go to elevatedsoulhealing@gmail.com as well and let me know, and I will get you in and book a session with you. You can also go to my Facebook at Elevated Soul Healing. You can go to the podcast Facebook, which is Elevated. You can go to Instagram for elevated_soul_healing. And then I have a Instagram for the podcast as well as Elevated Pod. So you can find me all there. I'll leave that all in the show notes as well. Please, 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 please rate, review, and subscribe. I can't ask that enough. And I appreciate you so very much for being here. Thank you for everything today. Thank you for just being you and supporting me. And I love you. And thank you, thank you, thank you.